Okay, welcome all to Monday Nights with Mohit Kamath for the live show. I hope you're all doing well. Go, go, go. So that's Monday. So that'll be the same question every time, right? So, Monday Nights with Mohit. And how was your Monday? Let me see some comments today. This is, I think, the second Monday of. Isn't the second Monday? I think so, yeah. I'm not sure of that, but it could be the second Monday or the first Monday of February. Let me quickly see some comments here. So, obviously, first I have to answer how's the Monday, how did the Monday go on for me? Yes, it was fantastic. So, Monday is the most energetic day for me. And I had a good coaching session, had a good communication with my team, and we did lots of fun on court. Yes. Excuse me. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing any messages here. Let me see whether it is working well. Oh, yeah, it's working well. So quickly, all of you, we just saw on the Instagram as well as BI Media that our players are traveling to, if I'm not wrong, it's German Open, right? So German Open is starting very soon, and we have All England also. I'm very very excited to see all our players doing well in All England, German Open. There are three continuous tournaments which is happening. I'm very sure they'll keep our flags high all the time. Yeah, let me see some comments. I hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. Okay. Well, well, well. What's up in the show? So, yeah, I hope all are doing well. I hope I'm audible and visible for all of you, right? Yes, so let me see some comments. Absolutely, Amit. Very excited for today's session. I really like that about you. You always comment that you're excited for all the sessions. Keep up the excitement always like that. Yeah. So you all know, right? So Aditya Prakash. So today he's our guest, and he is my close friend too, right? So we have played together when we were in um, Prakash Padukone Badminton Academy training together. He was kind of a buddy, and we shared a lot of spaces in tournament. We shared our rooms together. We had coached together. We played a lot of tournaments together. I think some of the tournaments we played doubles also. So it's fantastic. It was fantastic to have a ride with him. So there are certain secrets which I will let you know about Aditya Prakash today. So let me know how was your Monday, guys. How was your Monday? What did you all do? Did you have fun? It was only about work or it was only about school. I think a lot of people will have exams, right? So March month is the most terrific and most tension giving, I can say. You'll have a lot of tensions. Parents will have a lot of tension that how my son or daughter will be doing the exams. I think that's the month now, if I'm correct. Let me see some comments on that. I think a lot of people are studying it for exams. Is it? That's why I'm not seeing any comments here. There you go. Absolutely. Okay. So let me hide the banner. So today, there's one more thing I think all of you must be aware of. This is not the topic here, but let me also comment on this topic. So we have war going on between Russia and Ukraine. What is happening there? It's sad. I know it's there will be a certain political agenda which we are not aware of, but the most saddest part is people die. Whether somebody wins or loses the war, ultimately innocent people, the soldiers, die. So that's something which is bad. I pray for both the sides, even Ukraine and Russia, to come to a point where there won't be any violence, and which can go really well, and you set a peace, and we all have peace across, right? So I'm not seeing much comments. That's okay. I think most of them are studying right now, if I'm not wrong. Then yeah. So yeah. Hello Tilak, how are you doing? I hope your Mangalore tournament was fantastic. So I hope it went well. Yeah, so Mangalore is a very hot place. I think if someone is from Mangalore, I really like the place called Pabba's Ice Cream. There you get really good uh, gudbud and very nice variety of ice creams. So anyone in Mangalore who is going to Mangalore, please try that ice creams there. Yeah, Mr. Sampath Sagar. Good evening, Mohit. Last week we had an annual day function at sports school, Jain Sports School. Yes, and yes, from next week, school kids have exams. Yeah. Sampath, one question for you. So, when the exam month used to come, were you sincere enough to sit and study for exams? I'm sure that you were not. Let me see your answer for that. So, I think Tilak and all should be studying. Okay, Tilak is studying. That's good. So I was a good student. So let me be honest. I was a good student. I was so good that many of the time I've never opened book until the last day, of exams. But I used to cover certain things during the normal days, not very close to the exams. So I was a good student, no doubt. Yeah, absolutely. Sampath is saying, haha. Yeah, and he's saying no. He never studied. I know that. So, yeah, I'm sure you guys must be waiting for today's guest. So, let me quickly add him. So, we will have a countdown of 1 minute for him to prepare. And let's get rolling with our guest of today. Hello, Mr. Aditya. How are you doing?
Hello, hi Mohit. I'm doing well. Hope the same at your end too.
Yes, everything is good. So, man, I think you have some issues with your lighting. Is there a power cut
Yeah,
happening?
just give me time.
Yes. Sometimes, we it's very hard to find out these technological things. We are not techies, of course, but we are trying to get adjusted for that. Yeah. So, how is it going? How was your Monday?
Yeah, I think Monday was today a very special day because my daughter went attended her school for the first day. So I think the first
Wow.
half of the day was, of course, we were happy, and I was also a bit nervous because her first day at school. I was wondering, I was always wondering that I hope she's fine. I hope she doesn't cry, everything. But luckily, it went on very well. She enjoyed her first day at school, and then I took an off today because I had a lot of work the past 2 weeks, and I had worked even on Sundays. So I thought I'll just take a break, refresh myself, and of course, I had your show to attend. So I took a break, so relaxed, and got ready for this show.
Fantastic, man. So, yeah, so some of you here, I think you are posting from Facebook the messages. I am not able to receive that, but as soon as I receive it, I will convey the message. So, yeah, Aditya, so that's good to hear that your daughter's first day of school. So, how was the experience for you? Like, were you nervous? Were you excited for that?
I think both. I was excited, and of course, in the beginning, she was also excited. We were all prepared since yesterday itself, and so the until she went to school, it was all excitement. And once we left her in the school, and we sneaked out. So our daughter didn't know that we left. We were there for about, I think, 10-15 minutes, and then she was with her new friends, and then she got used to them, and she was playing. And then me and my wife secretly sneaked out through the other door. And then after that, it was more of nervousness than excitement. But I think it'll be the same for all the parents, and it was good. I think this is a day to remember.
Wow. So congratulations on that memorable day. So there are some
Thank
guests
you.
here who are, I think, happy to see both of us here. So Anusha, great to see you, Aditya and Mohit in a single frame. That was nice.
Yeah, I think we have shared the frames before, but I think only after a very long time. And
Yeah.
and on top of that, it's virtual. So yes, it's good.
So yeah, so many of them, yeah, hi Arav, hi Manisha. So I hope you're doing good. So Aditya, I mean, many of you here might not be knowing him. Aditya is an under 13 national champion in boys singles, and he has been India number one in the under 16 category. I think you have been runner up. Am I right for under 16? Were you the runner up?
Yeah, I was a semi-finalist in the under 16, but I had won the doubles.
Okay, so he was, of course, he was in the podium, and then he won the junior national championship, which was held in Calicut. I remember that because I was the one who was constantly feeding in the academy. I remember that, and there was a special preparation by Vimal sir, our favorite Vimal sir. So yeah, so that was fantastic. So he has also been into the Indian team, the core Indian team in 2000, in the era of 2011, 12, and then up to 16 and 17. He has played a lot of European international BWF international tournaments. He has played Australian, New Zealand, and a lot of tournaments internationally. So I'm very sure that if you when you stick on to this say wonderful session today, I'm very sure not only two things, but you will take away many things if you are a player. And also, there are certain things which Aditya is willing to share for parents as well as coaches in his journey, so that how as a parent and as a coach, you can take away a lot of things from this session. So, Aditya, please tell me, like, how did it start, badminton for you?
Yeah. Yeah. So since I'll be sharing my journey, what I can remember is my parents. So my father was working in a company where he was in a continuous, a transferable job. So it was not that we stayed in one place forever. So he had a transferable job, and I remember my dad used to play badminton just casually with his friends, of course, his colleagues. in Raichur. So we were in Raichur at that time, and on weekends, my father used to play, and I used to just accompany him to the club. And then, of course, say I'm talking about in the year somewhere in the 1997, 98, probably. So I still remember that there was only one court, and there used to be a lot of people waiting there to play, and then they had these time slots. So in that time slot in the weekend, I used to just go with dad, and of course I couldn't play that time, but I was just there, and I love to watch others play. And in the end, one of my dad's colleague used to just make me play, either throw shuttles or make me hit, make me run up and down. So that is how I started. That is how the badminton started, and then of course it was specifically named shuttle badminton, because ball badminton also was relevant during those
Hmm.
times.
Yeah.
But I would say my the career began when we were in Mandya
Hmm.
in the year 2000. So that is when my journey started,
So you were
and it was a summer camp.
you were seventh standard or sixth standard. Which standard you were?
Uh, I think I was in sixth,
Okay.
and I was 10 years old. So I think it should be sixth.
Okay. Cool. So, so you mentioned that your career in the sense more serious badminton started during the days of Mandya, which is in Karnataka, and I believe that is where you also became under 13 national champion, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it's kind of very not so believable factor, I would say, because at that time I remember even I came from a small city called Hubli, and post a certain level of a competition, we had to move to Bangalore, right? So it is not like now also it is little challenging, but there are other coaches who have evolved out of other cities, who have got that knowledge to come and build some players from other cities of Bangalore, like Belgaum. We have Coorg, Kodagunadu, Mysore, and so many other places, right? So having said that, Aditya, so coming from Mandya, so what was the motivation for you to become the national champion?
Uh,
Okay.
Mohit, sorry, I couldn't hear you clearly. I think there is some issue
Yeah,
with the audio. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, no, but
I can
I'm
clearly
unable
hear
to
you.
hear you. Can I just rejoin in a moment if that's okay?
Yes, yes, you can rejoin. You can rejoin. Not a problem. Yeah. Oops, this is something my secret. I wouldn't let you to go. Yeah. So sometimes this happens, the network issues. This used to happen a lot during the pandemic days, if you remember, right? So everybody used to be online. So the network lag used to happen. So this happens, absolutely not a problem. So Aditya, we he had this kind of a game style, which is often known as the touch play, right? So touch play is a kind of a game you can see how sometimes Lee Chong Wei plays, right? So it's very calm and cool. From India, we had players like Prakash Padukone sir, Chetan Anand, who had this touch play game. The best example is Roger Federer. He has that touch play. So we have Aditya again here. So let me add him quickly. Mm, okay.
Sorry,
Are
guys.
we
Sorry
clear
for
now?
the
Yeah.
glitch. Yeah, yeah.
Not a problem. So, yeah, Aditya. So, I was asking, coming from a place called Mandya. So, how were you inspired, and what was the training regime which made you become national champion? Secret sauce.
Say, I would say secret sauce was my coach then, Mr. MS Nagarjun. So he was a Sai qualified, and he was deputed at our PES center in Mandya. So I think he was the main reason, or he was a secret sauce, I would say. Even when I started in Mandya, it was just for a summer camp. So all of you know, you have holidays in summer and you go and choose any sport. So actually, even before I could start with badminton, I did about 2 months of cricket in Bangalore.
Mm.
Then the next year was swimming, and only after that I joined badminton. So if you
Okay.
say I've not only played badminton, but I've also initially played a little bit of cricket and also went for swimming. So swimming, I think the main reason why I switched from swimming to badminton was that it was too cold and I didn't want to get inside the water. And
Mm.
probably the coach there was a bit strict, maybe I would say. So I didn't want to go and swim, but I wanted to just go into the pool, just spend some time, but I didn't want like proper coaching of swimming. And
Okay.
luckily, the stadium, I would say, it was a closed stadium where there were multi-sport
Hmm.
also. Like we had tennis, there was badminton, and there was also cricket and basketball. So
Hmm.
I once I then decided that okay, I don't want swimming, and even my parents were not very much forcing. So then I said, okay, there's a badminton stadium just next to the swimming pool. So why don't I go and join badminton? So that is
Okay.
how after swimming we went and my parents took me there and I joined badminton as just a hobby, just to be in the summer camp. So none of us
Wow.
had plans of making badminton as a career. I didn't know that I would myself would make a badminton career in badminton, or my parents. So it just started off with just a recreation. And I still remember summer camp was for about 2 hours max every day, and then the remaining time used to just be other sports, probably not
Mhm.
sports. Now I don't know whether people remember gilli danda and lagori and goli and other things, but so I
Desi
think those,
games.
yeah, and those were the games which we played more, and the involvement was more in those games rather than badminton when I had started. But I think maybe the coach made a difference, or the way of coaching made the difference. I picked it up really quickly, and
Mm.
like without exaggeration, I can say that only after about 1.5 month, I still remember the date, March 24th,
Mm.
2000 was the date I joined badminton. And in the month of May end, we had a small then it was called as a taluk level
Mm.
tournament, not even a district level tournament. It was a taluk level tournament, and
Mm.
that was my first tournament, and I won. And at that point of time, it was not shocking for me, or I was not too happy about it or something. I said, okay, I won. That's good. And only after that, my coach, I think, seriously had a conversation with my parents, saying that, look, Aditya has just been there for about 1.5 to 2 months, and he's already won a taluk level tournament, and no one has ever done that before.
Mm.
So it's really something rare and something phenomenal. So why don't you think of continuing his badminton even after the summer camp? Because we had initially decided only to be part of badminton for the summer
Correct.
camp,
Yeah.
and after that you want to continue is something which you have to decide. And of course back then it was more of studies and education, unlike now. So I think when that conversation happened with my parents and the coach, of course I was not there in that
Mm.
conversation, and
Mm.
my parents asked me that, do you want to continue? I said yes, I will continue. So like that, it just continued, and believe me, even then I did not have plans of, say, making it big. Okay, now I won the taluk level, I have to win the district level, I have to win the state, or something like that. Nothing that sort of thinking was there. Only thing I had in mind that I loved badminton, and since my coach also supported and my parents also supported, I just continued. And of course, during that time, it was like a really packed day. I'm sure you would have
Mm.
also gone through that, and some of the viewers and listeners here would have
Yeah,
gone are through that. Is that your day starts early in the morning, and
correct.
I used to I used to get up, and of course my mom used to be there, who used to wake me up in the morning and keep everything ready. And the biggest thing I would say, as parents, or say I can probably take an example of my parents, that they were really into the sport along with me, in a
Hmm.
good way, and they used to listen to the coach. If the coach said that you have to do this, you should not do this, and my parents were very clear, and that also was made it clear to me. So the coach had told my parents that Aditya has to get up in the morning at 5:30. Before he gets up, he has to do these things, he has to have a snack, he has to drink milk,
Mm.
and then come
Yeah.
for his fitness session. So all these things were clearly told by the coach to my parents, and they followed it,
Hmm.
and I had that interest and I also followed it. So I
Wow,
think
lovely.
that discipline, or say I would say the trust that you have with the coach, and not only the trust from my side, it is also the trust from the parents' side, which ignited my career.
So you're saying the parents were also completely into your journey of everyday progress, of everyday process, involving themselves, getting ready and uh, doing whatever is necessary for your growth. Right? That's great. That's absolutely. I think you cannot put a value for that, right? So fantastic. So all the viewers here. So any kind of question you have, you can directly post it so that we can ask Aditya here. Yes, any face even questions on Facebook is also fine. So let me figure out a way to do it. YouTube would be good because we can directly post it on the wall here. So Aditya, after that, I know I'll just make it little shorter here. That you won. The journey continued. You came to Bangalore. You joined PPBA, Prakash Padukone Badminton Academy, and then you went on to win the junior national championship. So take us through that moment before the tournament. I think you were the top seed at that time, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So being a top seeded player, so how was your mindset and what did you really think about that? You really have to win this tournament because this juniors is something which will come only thrice, three times. You will have to, you can have a 3 years or 4 years maximum play if you probably start early. So that was your last year, I think, and then you went to that tournament thinking about what was your mindset at that time?
Yeah, probably before getting really deep into that, I would like to also share that, of course, back then it was under 13,
Yeah.
under 16, and under 19, and then the rules were different.
Yeah.
So you could get a chance to play all the 3 years, and usually what happens is after you cross from the under 16 category, you enter into the under 19 category. There are
Hmm.
already some established players, so the first year of your under 19 is more of exposure, experiencing how the junior circuit is, and you start off with playing qualifying rounds, n number of qualifying rounds, and then you
Correct.
somehow struggle and get into the main draw, and then you play with the probably the some of the seeded players, and you lose and you come back. So the first year is more of a struggle, and it's more of an experience and exposure, and of course after that the under 19 players progress to the senior level. So,
Hmm.
and at that time during my under 19 second year, so there was a change in rule. So it became
Hmm.
under 18, or I would say that like the rule currently now it is. So if you are turning 19 in that year, you're not supposed
Hmm.
to participate or play any tournament in that year. So in
Hmm.
fact, under 19 I got only 2 years, and so, like you rightly said, the under 19 junior national champion, which I won, was my final year. And I had gotten into the top. I was a top seed. I was ranked number one because the previous tournaments I had played, and I had won about three tournaments, and I had gained points. So, of
Hmm.
course, the junior national championship is. always the main event, and it happens usually at the end of the year. Either it's in
Correct.
November or December. So I think the preparations started well in advance. I'm sure you remember we had a trainer called Vinod.
Yeah,
Vinod
we know they are.
was yeah. So then I think Prakash sir and Vimal sir instructed Vinod to work individually with me and train and also travel with me for the junior national event because it was really important. So the training
Correct.
started a few weeks, I would say, or maybe even about 1.5 to 2 months before the junior nationals. And
Mm.
I would like to mention here is that we knew that the junior nationals was being held at Sivakasi, and
Mm.
it was really hot there. And
Okay.
I
So you
remember my
burst
trainer.
crackers there.
Yes, of
Instead of
course.
smashes, you burst crackers. Just kidding. Okay.
Yes, I remember my trainer used to train me in Bangalore. Of course, I was in Bangalore PPBA, and we used to
Mm.
train at 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and
Mm.
we used to train under the sun. So
Oh.
that was for me to get used to that humid and hot conditions. So that is how the preparations began, and
Mm.
of course there was a lot of inputs from Vimal sir, Balan sir, and luckily, I think some of the tips which Prakash sir gave was really helpful. Like you just have to focus on one point at a time and do not think
Mm.
about your next round before you have won the first round. So just take one point at a time, one game at a time, and then one match at a time. So that is how it was, and uh, there was also doubles event, and I think all the players during my time, all of us played singles and doubles in all the state and national ranking and
Yeah.
even the national. So the doubles also was there, of course, but doubles was not the very important, I would say. But the singles was the main event, and the preparations were normal. I think by then I was established. I was fit enough. I had trained and everything. And till my junior time, even though some of the coaches or some of the even my senior players said, probably, do you want to talk to a what do you say, a sports psychologist and get prepared because it's a pressure event, it's a main event. I said, please, no, please do not force me to enter into the psychology part or anything. I am fine. I think I can handle myself. So that was there. The preparations was good. I think more than the preparations, it was the execution part there because it's a
Mm.
whole different atmosphere, environment. The court conditions are different and everything. But I think I would like to give credit to Vinod, the trainer, especially because he was there with me all the time. He used to make me stretch every day in the evening, in the night, just before I went to sleep. And
Mm.
you won't believe, even in that hot sun, he used to make me do the warm up outside on the road.
Yeah. So which means that you could get adjusted to that
Yes,
environment there. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Very
I
very
think
brilliant. I have trained with him. He's a very brilliant trainer. Yeah.
that's right. That's right. So I think it went off well. I think Prakash sir said, like one match at a time, and I was really focused on that. And uh, you know that the draws are out. So now, right now, it comes in tournament software, so you know before that whom you're playing and who's your first round opponent, who's your pre-quarter, quarter opponent, whom you're likely to play. But then back then there was no tournament software or anything. Only once you reach the event, the place, and one day before,
Absolutely. Yeah, right.
yeah,
So that was such a pain, Now you cannot imagine that you don't know what time is your match, and every player, wherever they come from, they had to report one day before, and at that particular venue in the morning or evening. That was mandatory. So people, those who have not experienced this, you're very lucky. You have started badminton at the right time. Tournament software is such a convenient tool for you to understand what time exactly you have to be on court. We never had that privilege in juniors. Please
yes,
continue.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that is how it was. So only the previous day you get to know the draws and everything. But then, yeah, so I was again thinking of only one match at a time. So even when I saw the draw, no, I did not see the draw. Vinod, my trainer, saw the draws, and he just told me whom you are playing next and what is the name of the player. And I said, okay, I know this player. So okay, now prepare yourself. You know what kind of a player you're facing, and you've played him before.
Mm.
So what is your strategy, what is your plan? So and then we used to sit and also discuss, okay, I played against him many times, and he's a defensive player, or his favorite stroke is this, and or he's an attacking player or something like that. And then the next day you get on to the match, and then you play your match. So I
Yeah,
think it was the flow, I would say.
yeah.
And it was the flow was not only for the junior national championship, but I think my entire career, the flow has been there, in the same manner. And may not be me, but my mom was so superstitious. I would say that for traveling, I used to wear the same T-shirt, the same jean for every tournament.
I hope it was washed.
110% it was washed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Moms
that
are
kind of
always good. Yeah.
superstitious things were there. And I picked up that thing, and I had a way of presenting myself, like say for example, if I'm playing a certain opponent, and
Mm.
if I played him before, and during that match if I wore a yellow t-shirt,
Mm.
and the next time I'm playing him I would wear the yellow t-shirt. And so like that, it happened, and I don't know
Yeah. No,
whether.
I can relate this. I'll also share some story in this. Sorry to break you. I can
Yeah.
relate this because when I was at the peak 2011 when I won All India tournament, I just experimented my shoelace with one red color and one yellow color, and that actually worked wonder. I don't know why. I think it's just a psychological, it's kind of a satisfaction. I would say that you feel that is relieved. Something is released on your from your head. I, I don't see a different kind of value addition in that, but it's just the psychological factor. Ki, oh, okay, there is something new. You're free. What do you
Completely.
say
and
to
and
that?
there is,
Yeah,
yes, completely I agree with you, and there is no scientific reason behind it. You just cannot say that because of this I won. No,
correct.
that is not the case. And if that was the case, I think all of them would have done that, or you would have won all the tournaments. So it is
Correct.
just a psychological factor, I would say.
Yeah. So I really like the way when you said to all the viewers here. So kindly note these two, three key points which he mentioned, which Aditya mentioned was he was in that flow, and I feel that flow comes when you have your expectations gobbled and rounded in your pockets, not going into your head or your heart, and taking things at a time, which means staying conscious at one step, taking that one step at a time, which is more realistic, which is more achievable, which is more measurable. I think that was the key for him to prepare well and go and come back victoriously in the junior nationals. Aditya, the second question, I think before going that, I think we can also allow our participants here to involve themselves in one of the photo show. So there are certain photos which I have collected of yours. There are some hours also. So I would like
Yeah.
to
I hope
give that opportunity. All the sorry,
I hope they are good pictures, Mohit.
good pictures. Always, I have all good pictures with you. So we will let even viewers also to participate in that. So I want viewers here to name if you know whoever they are. Okay, so let me quickly change the overlays here, and there you go. You remember which tournament is this?
You're asking me, Mohit?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Yeah, it was the national games. After we won the medals in the national games,
Yes,
the
this was the felicitation, and I think people here should comment who is standing on Aditya's right hand side, visible like this, and who is standing on the left hand side of the end. So if someone knows, you can uh, comment here. Let me see that. You remember that was a fantastic tournament. We also had a lot of fun. You remember we had been in the train. It was Ranchi, right?
Yes,
Chhattisgarh
it was
Ranchi. It was a very long journey. I think it was somewhere around 44 hours of journey,
true.
and we had been in the train. So I'm not who is this. It's Jyoti Varghese is saying M. It's definitely not M. Chandan, yes, Mohit sir, that's me in the center. I'm asking about the right and the leftmost person. You all know myself and Aditya. I'll give you the opportunity to say yes. So Rahul Kumar is right. So Vimal sir is this on the right side on the in the photo. You can guess. Someone can guess on the left side, both of them. Someone. Vimal sir, yes, he is Vimal sir. Mr. Rahul. Okay, so not wasting much time, I will tell you that. So the extreme left is Mr. N.C. Sudhir. He was the secretary of Karnataka State Badminton at that point of time. And the left, the second person from the left is Mr. Venkatesh Prasad. So he was my partner. We won the bronze medal there. So I would like to show this. So this was, I think, he is the coach, right? He was your first coach, which you mentioned in Mandya,
The center.
Mr. Nagarjuna. Yeah, this was a very good tournament. So we all enjoyed a lot. So, yeah, you all know who is this, right? I don't have to mention this. So he's the man I feel who put badminton on the world map by creating champions who won at the highest level, multiple champions at the highest level. You can also guess, you can comment that. So Aditya, the second question would be from junior national championship. Then I think you went to the core team and you had to go to the national center which was there in Hyderabad and explain some of the points which you really which really helped you to transform as an a senior player with the transition from junior to senior player. And how was the environment in Gopichand Academy, and what was that major difference you felt that Gopi sir brought in the table when he was coaching?
Yeah, so I joined Gopichand Academy in 2012, and I still remember there were no foreign coaches back then, so it was all Indian coaches. Gopi sir was there, and then we had Umendra Rana as one of the coach. Then Siddharth Jain, who was a former international player, he was there, and many other coaches. I think the main thing or the atmosphere there was like you have the courts on the ground floor, and then you stay on the first floor or the second floor in the rooms and dormitories. So you are entirely there in the court, whether you like it or not, you are there, and that's a different atmosphere. So, and that was one, and the second one was, I think, uh, the players who were there at that time. They were senior players, like say Kashyap, and there were a few more who were during my time as well. And Shrikant had just then started. He actually started off as a doubles player and then slowly got into singles. So the atmosphere was like it is badminton, badminton, badminton. And one thing which I've never seen is that lakhs of shuttles were there. So you had n number of shuttles at your disposal. So even when after your practice sessions, say of course we had a curricular or a structure of this thing. You have sessions in the early morning, then again a mid morning session, then again an evening session. But since you are staying there and you just want to come out and do something like say for example practice your serves, you want to improve your dribbles or anything for that matter, the shuttles are available to you, and
Hmm.
and you can play, and you switch on the lights, you play, and everything is there for you. And especially since that was an elite national training center, we
Mhm.
also had few experts like the sports nutritionist, yoga, and few sports psychologists who used to periodically come and visit. And of course, they used to work with the elite athletes like, say, Kashyap,
Mhm.
Saina, and then Sindhu also was getting into the limelight. So they used to work, and then we used to be a group, and then we used to get few tips from the senior players, as the nutritionist was saying this, the psychologist was saying that, and yoga is something which we need to do, and everything. So the knowledge you get from the seniors was one thing great about being part of that center. And the training sessions were so intense that you finish your training session, you have a shower, you go have your lunch, and then you sleep. You don't have energy, or you don't have time to do anything else. And it was so intense that your schedule is almost fixed. And night again, of course, you had a little time to spend some time, play some games in your rooms. um,
You're
and you
talking
had
about
lot
video games.
not video games. None of us played video games in the center. So it was more
Mhm.
of like, say, Monopoly, or
Okay.
chess,
Cardboard
or
games.
some board games, or something like that. So that was our time pass, because we did not have TVs. And
Mhm.
back then, I think smartphones had just started. Smartphones were there, but then none of us were like addicted to. There was no Netflix or Amazon, something like that. So it was more of these board games and some of the card games which we used to play. And I think the weekends, I still remember. Of course, all of us had laptops then. So
Mhm.
weekends, Saturday was the only day where we used to be awake probably till late night, 11, 12 or something, together, watch some movies. And it was more of watching horror movies in on
Okay.
Saturdays. So,
Mhm.
and with the speakers on and everything. But yes, so that was our time pass. But more, it was just badminton, man. It was eat badminton, sleep badminton, play badminton, think badminton.
Yeah,
And
fully into it.
yes, yes, and it was not like it was too much pressurized or something like that. But we had fun, and players there, especially the senior players, they have one special quality, I would say, and maybe that is because of experience, that in spite of whether the coach is there or not there. So in this matter, I would say Gopi sir. If Gopi sir is there or if Gopi sir is not there, the seniors, their practice sessions would be the same. They used to put the same effort, the intensity used to be there. And
Absolutely.
and no, what do you say, no cutting short or no shortcuts. So sometimes what happens is, like, players even now, because I'm a coach and I have got these feedback, that when the head coach is there, their attitude and their effort and their involvement is different. And when the head coach is not present for the sessions, their attitude, their involvement and effort is completely different. But which the seniors, and of course, not only about Gopichan Academy, I'm saying, even the other seniors who were part of the different academies, their work ethic, their effort was the same. Whether the coach is there, whether the coach is watching, or whether the coach is not there. So that is one
Yeah.
thing
So this,
which.
yeah, this is something which I want to add up on this. So I feel this is the most important key factor. I would say this is the key factor which, it really takes some time for people, if you're a junior or a sub junior, to really understand that every session is ultimate. You cannot take even one session lightly, because that duplicates, right? Whatever you do today, that duplicates, so you don't get the immediate result. So you keep doing it again and again and again and again in such a way that over the period you find the result, and you do it wrong, you find the wrong results. So intensity and that involvement, whether, as you said, head coach or whoever the favorite person, your friend, is there or not, if you don't maintain that intensity, then the desired result might not come. This happens all the time. But I also feel that, it takes some time for players to understand there are certain
Yes,
losses they have to face in the tournaments. Then maybe, that experiential understanding will come. That's
So I think,
beautifully said.
yeah, yeah. So that is why I mentioned the seniors, no, because they have gone through a
Uh,
lot. They have
yes,
experience, and probably they would have got to know by their seniors and others. So I think that is one thing which is the key of becoming a
correct.
champion or not a champion.
Nice. So I think we have very less time, more than I mean less than 10 minutes or more. So quickly we can go with. I think the next we didn't have a slide. Oh, we have a slide. So I'll quickly go through that slide. Um, remember this? that's too that's too small to notice. So this was 2000. Is it 2011 or 10? You can see all the players. I know I can figure out from your left if you're watching the photo. From the left it's Anup Sridhar, then that's me. Then we have Utsav Mishra. I don't remember the center people, but the extreme right corner we have Arvind Bhatt. Then we have Ajay Jairam. And down we have BR Meenakshi. That's the Vinod who is sitting in the front end on the right side. This was an interesting photo which I found from your profile, and it refreshed me a lot. I cannot zoom
Yes,
this, but yeah, that was good. I'm not sure which year was that. Do you remember which year was this?
it should be 2010 or maybe even nine, I would say.
Oh, 2009. Yeah, I remember 2011. We left academy. There was a session, if you remember. All the seniors were told to practice on their own. Yeah, perfect. So quickly, Aditya. So how was your transition as a coach? So one question to you. We all know that you are the head coach of Podcon Sports Management. That's a fantastic thing to think about. Many coaches' dream. I'm very sure about that. So your articulation of being a coach, and what did you realize that, okay, now as a coach I have realized this. What was it that when as a player you could have changed during those times? How do you feel that now as a coach?
So one thing I would like to clearly say is that I'm sure all of the players who have turned into coaches would feel that as a player, if you're a player, your only job is to take care of yourself. You have to just think about yourself, think about your game, think about your sleep, think about your food, think about your rest, think about your tournaments, how you're going to play, and everything. But as a coach, that is not the case. So if you're a coach, you don't have only one player. You have 10 players, you might have 15 players, you might have 20 players, and your job is to take care of all of them. Of course, not entirely, but at least when they are in the court, when they are during the training sessions, it is your responsibility, and you will have to watch them, look at them, and then guide them, and basically you're responsible for all of them. But as a player, you are the only one who is responsible for yourself. So I think this is one thing which I still feel, and I would definitely feel it till in the coming years as well. But one thing I would think, or what I can realize, is that the kind of support which the players are now getting. I'm not saying that only one player who is the top player. I'm not talking only about the top player, but at least the top five players are getting the support that they need, which was not there, I would say, during my playing days, or even at the end of my career. So nowadays, I think the support not only from the academies, I would say the support from the sponsors. You have many companies, like say the central government, the oil companies, the railways, the income tax, AGs. So who are hiring sports people. So there is a lot of support.
Yeah,
You have nutritionists, you have psychologists, you have physiotherapists. We didn't have a physio till in our academy when we were in PPBA. We did not have a
yeah,
physio. We did not have a qualified trainer. Probably only once Vinod came, we had that. But
yeah,
now the support and the kind of, yeah, basically the support you get, not only with your training but also financially, the support you get is really very good now. And if you say personally about my playing and now my coaching thing, Like I would tell my players to do this, do that, and you'll have to do it really well. You'll have to do it in this certain way, in that way. And sometimes I feel that maybe I should have also done that during my playing days. I maybe I could have done something extra instead of going out somewhere, or instead of going for this movie or something like that. Maybe I could have done this thing. Maybe then I was too lazy, or maybe I was too tired to do that extra thing. But sometimes I feel that I could have done extra, but also considering that I had a lot of niggles and pains and injuries. Maybe I still feel that if I had pushed, maybe I would have gotten into a very bad injury. And that is why I said the right support, the physiotherapy and the conditioning and everything, that right support was not there. So probably because of that, I could not go progress further in my career. But you never know. Maybe if I had got that, I could have still played, or progressed or performed a little more than what I have achieved till now.
Correct. Wow, that's fantastic. So we'll quickly get into the last ending note that we all viewers here. So I have not received any questions from your side. That's still okay. I hope you have uh, took some good points from today's session, right? So we got to know that the coach made the difference when Aditya was in Mandya. Then the taking things one thing at a time, which Prakash Padukone sir mentioned when he was traveling to junior national championships, and staying focused on each match, which made him win the junior nationals. Then going to Gopichand Academy, understanding how seniors practice, that intensity, whether the coach is present or not, so the intensity remained the same because their energy and their focus was almost same. The higher the aim was really good. So that's something which Aditya realized. And also as a coach, he has realized many things, that he could have done a little more rather than wasting or spending time which is not so helpful for him at that particular time, but doing something more could have helped him. So I think that's my takeaway, four things. So lastly, what do you want to talk about? Anything, Aditya? So you want to say something for our viewers here?
Uh, See, I would say if you're already in the sport, if you're playing badminton, I think first thing what you have to do is you have to really enjoy the sport, whether it is easy or difficult, any situation, whether it is a pressure situation, difficult situation, you'll have to enjoy that. And trust me, sport teaches you a lot. And it is not only that you go to school, go to college, only then you will learn things, but sport teaches you even more than that. So you won't face some of the things which you face in the sport. So you are alone in a court, and you have to take decisions, and you have to be responsible for your actions, whether it's a win or a loss. You have to be responsible for that. So I would say just enjoy. Do not put too much pressure on yourself. Just enjoy as in how it comes. And of course, you have a certain goal, and try to work, and try to get to that goal. And if you achieve it, then next move on to your next goal. But your commitment or your effort has to be there. So, like I tell my students even now, that at the end of the session, you have to be satisfied with what you have done. You should not regret that, oh, I could have played a little more extra, I could have put a little more effort. I am not so tired, I was just 50% tired, maybe I could have done a 20% more. So that satisfaction has to be there. And only once you start enjoying that, you will start putting that effort. And please be patient. Do not look for shortcuts or anything. And also, please don't think that, okay, he is doing like that, so I should also do like that. So he is
Comparison,
doing.
yeah.
Don't compare. Every individual is different. You will have certain qualities which others don't have. But then yes, so take the positives, and let the negatives go away. That's it.
Wow, that was a beautiful message, Aditya. Thank you so much for making time for Monday Nights with Mohit. And I hope all our wonderful viewers have something to take away today. I had at least four takeaways. which you really put it across in a very beautiful way. I'm very sure even viewers, let me see some comments if you can. Uh, has been a wonderful 1 hour. I didn't know how the time went. Right. So fantastic. So thank you so much, Aditya, for making that time. I'll
Thanks, Mohit.
see you soon.
Yeah, okay.
Uh, Sorry, I couldn't get that.
No, thanks for inviting me.
Array. So I'll call you often. We will have, as I mentioned to you earlier, we'll have four guests. We will discuss
Yeah,
about badminton is an investment or an expense. I wanted to
right.
bring that topic. So we will definitely discuss that in the coming forward episodes of Monday Nights with Mohit. Thank you so much, Aditya.
Thank you, Mohit, and all the best. Keep rocking. And I don't know whether all the viewers, Mohit is a good singer. Sometimes when Mohit asks, please pass on your comments. You have to tell Mohit sir, please sing a song for us.
So that was a lie. That was the first lie which you can hear from Aditya. I'm not a good singer. I'm a mimic artist, so I can mimic good people, actors, and all. But that'll come sometime. So thank you so much, Aditya. See you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. All of you, take care. Bye.
Okay. Wasn't it wonderful? A journey of a badminton champion. Um Under 13, we used to call that midget championships. So it was under 13. Then he was in the top, he was a top seeded guy in top seeded player in under 16 nationals. Then he won the junior nationals, which a very streamlined approach. A lot of guidance from his coach Prakash Padukone sir, and then he had that trainer besides him. Then he got into the Indian team, and he got into the Indian team. Then he got to know that it's very important to practice with a lot of intensity, and that energy and that focus, badminton all the time has to be there. So he has done that. So it was fantastic to know that, right? So here we are at the end. I hope you had a wonderful session today. So thanks a lot for joining. Let me see you again in the next Monday. Until then, bye bye.